Everyone who had to break into their own homes today, say turtles on 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the podcast. Sorry, this is a terrible start. We were dancing to the intro music and Meg hit her funny bone on the chair, which is never funny, by the way. Well, I mean, in this case it was, but it hurts a lot.
Because you at the beginning were like, okay, can you just be a little bit silent through this, and then we'll go into it. And I was like, yeah, cool. And so I'm dancing silently, and I really tried to hold it in. I was like, no.
Yeah, because usually I press play on the audio here, and then if we're being loud, then all throughout the intro you can hear us going. Anyway, welcome to chapter 100, and probably should have looked it up, can't speak, of Memoirs of a White Guy and a Meg.
And a boss-ass Meg.
Boss-ass Meg.
Boss-ass Meg.
This is my girlfriend, Meg. First debut officially on this podcast, which is so weird.
Boss-ass Meg.
Yeah. Which is turning no one on. I don't know if that was your objective.
Boss-ass Meg.
All right. Comment below if you were turned on by that.
Hell yeah.
I reckon this will be the least comments we've ever had under a podcast.
Everyone will just be creeped out and leave early.
So yeah, you've never been on the podcast. Like, people will know who you are because we've done a bunch of videos together.
We have.
I don't think there'll be many people unfamiliar with your work. But
no, hopefully not.
Before we get into it, we do need to discuss why we're sitting on old camping chairs. So if you're watching the video podcast right now, I'll just get out of the way. The only chairs that we have at our house are these two old camping chairs.
Yep.
And we figured that, look, because we're literally sitting indoors with like camping chairs from the 80s, we should probably crack open a beer. Meg's put on a Bunnings hat and just like make the vibe a little more appropriate to the chairs.
Hell yeah.
I'll just get Meg's beer here.
Thanks, champ.
Because
give me a bit of a bev.
Originally, this was going to be like, obviously, this podcast, you guys know, every single week, formal as ever. We use, no, look, let's be honest, it's never formal, but this will be probably one of the more relaxed episodes of the podcast.
I haven't had a beer in ages.
Really? When was the last time you had beer? New Year's
Eve?
Oh.
That's ages.
That's a lot for being a girlfriend of a suffering, a crippling alcoholic.
Yeah,
like myself.
All those
I don't
AA
like that
meetings.
meme.
What, the me being a crippling alcoholic or you being a crippling alcoholic?
Me.
Oh,
sorry.
We're perfect for each other.
I was just.
We met at AA.
It wasn't a great excuse when I was trying to answer you, but I was like, "Hang on, I'm just opening my beer." Me trying to defend myself.
I don't like this meme that I'm an alcoholic. Cracks open
beer. Anyway, what are we talking about? No, so if you don't listen to Luke and Lewis, there's like an ongoing joke that I'm an alcoholic. And now the reason why it's continued is because, look, I'm a bit of an alcoholic. The reason why the joke is a joke is because, like all comedy, it's backed by a little bit of truth. But it's it's not a problem. I just enjoy a beer, and I think I can speak for a lot of people. I think I can speak for a lot of people listening to this podcast. A bunch of people going, "Yeah, I love a beer, Luke. Who doesn't love beers?"
I think that's what an alcoholic says, though.
No,
they go. I'm not an alcoholic. I just really like a beer.
No, alcoholics go, I'm not an alcoholic. I just really enjoy a bottle of scotch on a weeknight.
Right.
Maybe I have high standards for what an alcoholic is. I don't drink spirits at all.
Right. So
I only drink beers socially and occasionally while doing podcasts, apparently.
So if you don't drink a bottle of spirits a night, you're not an alcoholic.
No, I think if you have spirits every single 5 times a week, if you have alcohol 5 times a week, I think you're an alcoholic.
What about beer?
I mean, one beer with dinner. It just depends how much. It's like everything. It's like no scenario is the same.
Right.
I don't know what is the definition of an alcoholic? I've never actually looked it up.
Someone who drinks too much? I don't know. It's kind of hard.
In Australia, the definition is way different. In America, it's like, a guy who has more than 2 beers a week, alcoholic.
Right.
Because they don't have a fucked drinking culture like we do.
Yeah.
If you don't have 20 beers on a weekend here, you're just a pussy.
Yeah, I was going to say that. You're a pussy. You're a weak
just a weak-ass bitch.
You're a weak-ass bitch.
I got told, I know you shouldn't say that. I remember one time I said pussy on the radio. I called Lewis a pussy. And then everyone cracked the shits. Everyone was like, oh my God, you cannot say that.
Actually, hold on. I do like this debate because there are multiple types of pussies. If it's a nice pussy, then it's like, well, no, you can't really say that because then you're just categorizing pussies. You got to be like, oh, she's like a fat, hairy, sloppy pussy.
No, but I'm referring to like being a coward. What are you referring to?
Oh,
yeah. Saying I called Lewis a pussy on the show. What do you think? I was just calling him a vagina.
Yeah.
And I called him a pussy once.
It's more like cunt.
On Triple M Modern Digital. I've never said that word on this podcast before.
I know, but I'm allowed to because number one, I'm a girl and I have a cunt. Number two, I'm a girl and I can say the word.
Yes.
Cunt. It makes you so uncomfortable. That's why I love it. Even at home, like I'll just be like, I'll say it and you'll just be like, ugh.
Yeah, but I also say it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
You say it in really, really good context.
I'll say it like if it's like the funniest way to say something. So like when we're in the car or whatever, like I'll just say, come out with, have you got an example?
There's that one time which I like, there was the first time I've ever heard you say cunt before. And it was the funniest thing I've like ever.
Because I never say it in my content. Because you know why I don't say it? There's a reason why I don't say it in my content. It's because every other Australian online comedian uses it to death. AKA Mr. Lewis Spears, Alex Williamson.
Yeah.
Frenchie, not so much. I don't know, maybe.
No, but I mean, like, I get that. But this time, it was like...
Lewis literally has a catchphrase.
What?
It's g'day, but I won't say it.
Oh. No, cannot say it. No, but like even in person, you don't say it unless it's like got a really funny context to it.
I'm not offended by it.
No. Well, I mean, every time I just say it, you get a little bit uncomfortable. But this time was the funniest because I had to ask you for like, I was like, oh, sorry, what was that? Or like, I was like, what? And then you just went really close to my face, like really close. And then you whispered, are your ears painted on, cunt?
Again, that was funny though.
I lost my fucking mind.
That's the thing. Occasionally, that's why it's funny though. See, if you don't ever use it, then when you do, it has way more effect.
Yes.
So like, I never ever say that word really, and I was like, this would be so funny because it would just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, because it came out of nowhere. So it was really. It's
like in comedy, swearing is a tool.
Yeah.
Now, you wouldn't really know that from watching my live show because I do drop a lot of F-bombs, but I think often I drop an F-bomb. I've watched like a lot of my stand-up back kind of as like how people say
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you just go, so I went to the fucking shops, and that's when it's bad.
Yeah.
Because that's when you're saying it for no reason. There's no point in having it in the joke.
You're just kind of slotting it in there and hoping
to fill time while you're trying to think or something like that.
Yeah.
Because then sometimes on a punchline, when you do say it, it can make the joke way funnier if you add like an F and something because it has more impact.
Yeah, but if you're saying it constantly, then it just takes away from the... Yes. Anyway.
That's what I think anyway about swearing in comedy. I'm pro swearing.
You're great though. You're great at like the...
I think I need to swear less a little bit sometimes. Sometimes I watch my performance back and I was like, all right, we're a bit fucky tonight. Let's ease it back tomorrow.
Go see Alex perform and then you'll be like, oh yeah, I feel great
but also,
about my comedy.
I still Alex is awesome. Yeah, he just swears a lot. But like...
No, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Like, he's got great comedy.
That's the thing. I still love going to see other comedians that swear all the time. It doesn't bother me either. Like it's just not my style personally.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Can't even remember
when you said
I had too much to drink.
You've had a quarter of a beer. Guys, I think Meg's got a problem. Do you have anything to tell us?
No.
Anyway, what were we talking about? I was like, before we get into it, we're talking about deck chairs. I have no idea.
So let's get into it.
Oh yeah. All right, let's get into it. Yeah. Let's just do a quick survey.
Okay.
Meg?
Yeah.
Oh, no, well, you know what? If you're listening to this, wherever you are right now listening, also participate in this survey. Wherever you're listening, you have to participate. Promise, okay? everyone who broke into their house today, everyone who had to break into their own homes today, say turtles on 3, 2, 1.
Sharks.
Turtles.
Fuck, I got the wrong animal.
No, you had to break in.
Turtles.
Yeah, turtles.
Turtles. I got the wrong animal. I thought I fucked it up. Sorry, I got nervous.
Was that an attempt at comedy?
Yeah, it was real.
It's like, what was the joke there? It would have been funnier. What I was going for there was I don't want to invite you to the Luke Kidgell School of Comedy, but I'll give you a free lesson. Okay?
Yeah.
What I was doing there was setting up a joke. Yeah. And the joke being that if we both said turtles at the same time, it would make it obvious to everyone listening that we had to break into our own house today. Now, all you had to do to complete that joke was say turtles. Now, you said sharks. Which really stomped on the punchline. It's not
even a good animal.
And was a little bit confusing. And it was kind of confusing because you went for another water-based animal, so it wasn't entirely different to turtles, but it was...
I could have said any other land-based animal and it would have
You could have just said turtles. But in your defense, however... It did lead to this pretty humorous discussion and me opening up the Luke Kidgell School of Comedy officially on the podcast because I run a school of fitness. I've been a little bit.
Really, you run a school of fitness?
Yeah, no, it's how to achieve. It's all about achieving an achievable dad bod, and you can't say I'm not doing that. And occasionally...
Well, no, you did eat a lot of cake tonight, so you're doing a great job, bud. If that's the...
I saw myself in the monitor then of the camera, and that was not flattering at all. I don't know why you fucked me. Oh, man.
I was going to be like, money, but we're sitting.
What do you mean? We're sitting on deck chairs in our house. They're my dad's deck chairs. The dad's like, I don't want these anymore. And we have moved out of home and we still haven't bought other chairs. I have my regular chair that I sit in at the podcast. Now that doubles as my podcast chair and my desk chair because that's the only chair in the entire house. These are usually kept outside. And I was like to Meg, I'll be honest, by the way. Yeah, so I was about to do a podcast and I really wanted to do a podcast this week and it's very late at night right now. It's like a Sunday night at 11 p.m. and I'm fucked because I don't know why I thought.
No, why did you do that?
I didn't yawn. You yawned.
You can't say the time.
Oh, now I made you tired.
Now my brain goes, whoa.
Well, I was about to say, I actually bought in Meg tonight for comedic backup because I was fucked and I was just like, look, but then you said sharks and I don't know why I did that. I kind of I was like, man, I could not sit here for 1 hour and attempt to be funny. For some reason, it's way harder to be funnier by yourself, at least for me. I don't know, not even be funny. That's not what the goal of this podcast is. I just wanted to be interesting for you guys. And I felt like I couldn't do that by myself tonight because I was very tired. I don't know why I thought it would be a good idea to do a regional tour 1 month before my actual tour.
Yeah, look,
and then, because do you know, I don't think people know, I've talked about it a bit in the past, the effort in involving and actually coordinating and executing a national tour to this scale is so much.
Yes.
And I'm doing it twice. And the regional one was even way more of a head fuck because we're going in a motorhome.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're staying at caravan parks, like big 4 caravan parks. There's going to be jumping pillows everywhere we go. That's the only thing I'm excited for.
It was really funny tonight. So we went to my mum and dad's house and Luke was talking to my dad. My dad's asking him about the regional tour. And you go...
Your dad has never... Your parents are not a normal amount of supportive. They go, how's the comedy? Great. Awesome. We'll come see your show. Great.
Yeah.
The most interested your dad has ever been was tonight. Only because he's like, tell me about the motorhome. Yeah. It was the most dad thing ever. He's like, so how many beds? He just wanted to know all about the RV. It was like...
That's such a dad thing to do. But as you were explaining, so you're like, oh yeah, so we're staying on all these big 4s, so it shouldn't be too bad. And then you were like, and also they have jumping pillows. And my dad was like, and looked at me like, is he okay?
Is there something you need to tell me?
Something going on.
He looked at you like, Oh, you're his carer.
Yeah, you're one of those guys. Yeah. And I was like, you're 23.
Yes.
I mean, I would still jump on a jumping pillow. I mean, I jumped on a jump. They're so good.
If you don't know what we're talking about, everyone knows what it is. But it's those red, yellow, and blue things that are at every single caravan park.
Yeah, I'm so surprised that you remember the exact colours they were in order.
It's the primary colours. It's a bit of a fact there. I know my colour schemes.
You do.
I went to Reese Maston last night.
Why wouldn't you do it into the microphone?
Because I'm trying to defend that I'm not an alcoholic, and me burping directly into the microphone isn't a great argument, because I know, like, say if I get really big or like one day, you know how
like fat? Oh no, like big.
Like successful. But it's good you think I'm going to get quite rotund. No, say
I know she thought that you meant fat. And then my brain immediately went, oh no, he means big.
Yeah. Say if I get really successful one day, you know how you always see those compilations? Say if it's like David Dobrik, you know, straight up being a cutie for 10 minutes straight. And it's like
going to be like Luke Kidgell straight up being a fat.
No. Or a fat fuck. Or to be Luke Kidgell straight up being an alcoholic for 10 minutes straight. And I know if I go directly in the microphone, that's going to make the montage. That's the kind of shit you need to think about as an up-and-comer, dude.
Fuck that.
You need to think.
If I'm going to do something, I'm going to commit to it, man. I'll burp in that microphone. I did it in the sound test.
Did you just tell me to commit to being an alcoholic? This meme's getting out of hand. I've talked about it on Luke and Lewis a bit, but if you don't know, like whenever I go out now, I really have to buy myself drinks if I'm at a populated place with young people.
Bad.
People just go like, Luke, bro. And then they go, bro, you want a bit? Sometimes they don't even ask me. They just bring me a beer. They're like, bro, I know you want this. And the fuck buddy's like, I do.
You're like,
I'm like, this is great. But also, boy, this isn't how I thought my life would turn out. Because I didn't drink till I was 18. And by the way, I'm not an alcoholic. I only drink.
You're not. You only drink really.
I think I've drank 4 times in January.
Yeah, but you only
also
drink.
January is a festive month. I drank Australia Day, which if you don't, what is wrong
Australian.
with you? That's what we're talking about. The word pussy. We'll get back to that conversation. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Australia Day. I was about to say, because if you don't drink, you're. New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
But that was technically last year because I stopped drinking before midnight.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't. Maybe. Yeah. I didn't.
Oh,
I wasn't drunk
drink.
on New Year's Eve at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
I was fucked.
Yeah. So maybe.
No, because I don't.
Would you like to tell me something? Yeah, no, Meg doesn't drink.
I don't actually drink. Like, I'm drinking this one for a meme and actually enjoying it.
Only for the vibe.
Only for the vibe.
That's the thing, though.
I do enjoy it.
How good a beer is for vibes.
I fucking love it. I do like it, which isn't good. Wouldn't have more than one, but
we'll see where the night takes us. No, again, I gotta wake up.
To bed.
Yeah, to bed. I gotta
to sleep. Should I add that?
Well, we'll see. Did you just cut your teeth on the bottle?
No, I just smacked it.
And you were calling me special. Yeah. So the pussy debate. One time I got in trouble on radio. This was the story. I got in trouble on radio once because I called Lewis a pussy. Like I was saying, he's a coward. He wouldn't go on roller coasters or something. And I was like, you pussy. And all our content directors and stuff, they were like, why didn't you dump that? You can't say that. And I was like, what? And maybe I'm probably in the wrong here. I did not realize that people were so sensitive about that. They're like, it's so derogatory to females. And I was like, it's like calling someone a dick. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of literally calling someone a dick. But they're like, yeah, but you're negatively associating the pussy with being weak, like women are weak. And I'm like, yeah, but calling someone a dick is associating someone being an asshole.
And then calling someone an asshole.
Yeah, oh, you're a man. It's it's the same shit. And they were like,
but that's derogatory to assholes now. I mean, what if my asshole...
Is your asshole offended?
Yes.
Okay.
It feels very offended right now.
Right.
It's trying to speak. I wish I could fart, but I can't. I keep forgetting that we're recording this.
I'm gonna put in the sound. Yeah, I know you need to control yourself. You've had half a beer and you're talking about talking with your asshole.
I do this on our podcast all the time.
Yeah, if you don't know, Meg and I, we do this regularly. which is why it's maybe a bit of a weird introduction for people who haven't listened. But we have a Patreon podcast together.
Yeah, we're being very open, like from the get-go, and people have never seen us before.
No,
like we're acting like we've done this a million times, which we have. But like, yes, I should tone it down a bit.
The Patreon podcast gets pretty fucking weird, I'll be honest. We often get into spaces where we're like, we forget we're being recorded and we're literally discussing deep areas of our sex life on a podcast. And when I say deep, that was not a figure of speech.
Dude, any word you could have used, you used deep.
But yeah, if you want to go check out that, it's just my Patreon. You can get that for $3 a month. It helps.
Find out about our
and
sex
also,
life.
That's how I support this show as well. It's how this podcast keeps on going for the people who support me on Patreon. What first tattoo would you get?
I want to get a rainbow llama.
That's pretty cool. Where would you get it?
Just a little one.
Yeah?
A really little one that you can't really notice. But people have to go, is that a llama? And then I go, yes, it is. That's it.
What about, like, would you get it, like, tramp stamp right above your bum crack?
So what, just a llama?
Yeah, so
I was going to get
when I'm hitting it from the back, I'm just like, fuck, that's majestic. And I got something else to look at. Because I'm going to be honest, you know what would be great? What? You know, I've always thought this would be like a really good fucking thing for girls to do.
What?
Just get like a little crossword tramp stamp on the back. Because I don't want to be a dick, but like some guys will agree with this. When you're hitting it from the back, sometimes it can get kind of boring. No, you just don't really know where to look. Like I can't see titties anymore, so I feel kind of like I'm like, oh, what's going on around there, you know? And like and then it's just
so you'd rather do a fucking crossword,
even just like a puzzle
on my ass,
like a brain teaser, something to just like pass the time. You know? I reckon that's a good idea. I think a lot of guys will be like, well, fuck, it wouldn't be the worst. Even like an optical illusion I could look at, you know, a little swirl where I'm like, woo, I can get hypnotized by your ass.
Have you seen that show, the Bad Tattoos show, where like people will stitch each other up with shitty tattoos?
Yeah, like crosswords on their assholes.
Like, if I swear to God, if I ever went on that show, I'd probably put something like super sweet on you and you'd be like, fuck, because you just like put a crossword above my ass.
I would never want you to get a crossword above your ass.
That's good. You don't want anyone, just in case. Why? Just in case one time you're like hitting it from behind and then it's already filled out.
What the fuck? Anyway, so yeah, what are your thoughts about it? Do you think it's offensive to say the word pussy? Because I thought that was weird. Like Lewis goes, dude, that's not okay. And I was like, oh. And when Lewis tells you something's not okay, you're like, fuck, am I in the wrong?
Yeah.
Maybe it is wrong. I guess it's mean. But I was trying to be mean.
Right.
I wasn't trying to be mean to females. I was trying to be mean to Lewis. But I guess in calling him a pussy.
Maybe it's one of those words that it's like the N-word where you can use it.
I don't think it's like the N-word.
Where it's like you can use it with your own kind.
So you can call a girl a pussy.
No, but I don't know.
Would you ever use that word? Nah.
Yeah, all the time.
Oh yeah, you do use it a lot. Maybe that's why I use it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known you then though.
No.
I think
it's just
I think people in my family might use it. I don't know. I don't know where I got it from. No one's ever told me before that day I said it on radio that was bad.
I used to think that it meant shy cat. So my mum told me that it meant, that's a shy cat.
Like what's new pussycat?
Yeah, but that wasn't a good thing to tell me.
Tom Jones wasn't talking about minge. I think he was actually talking about a cat in that song.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he was talking about minge.
I don't know. Minge is such a dirty
Minge
word.
is a dirty word.
That's fucking dirty.
You've started using it.
I know, because you started using it.
Yeah, it's funny. It's a funny word. Again, I always use whatever the funniest word to say a thing is, I pretty much do it.
It's like moist, you know? You just...
What about moist minge? Oh, Meg almost threw up in her mouth.
That makes me so uncomfortable.
Yeah. As she sits with her moist... All right. That's enough. I wasn't going to say that.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Yeah, boy. That's why we're perfect together.
Yes.
We're both
smashing my teeth on the microphone.
Yeah.
I went to Reese Maston last night. Surprised Lewis for his birthday.
Maybe we do have some issues.
With a Reese Maston concert. I'm the best friend ever.
That was last night?
Yeah, and admit that's probably the best present you could ever get anyone in the history of ever.
Yeah, definitely. I was jealous. I was so jealous.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if people... unironically amazing. Why would it be ironic? He's actually so talented. I think people just know... I'm saying actually, I know he's talented, but I think a lot of other people just go, oh, Reese Maston, that guy from X Factor with that song that Luke and Lewis fist bumped to.
Yeah.
Genuinely such a good musician.
Yeah.
Like, he came out, played this Aerosmith song on piano. It blew me the fuck away. He played a 60-minute set, intermission, then a 70-minute set.
He was just a lot of singing.
And it was great the whole time.
It was an acoustic night though, wasn't it?
He did have a drummer, but like yes, acoustic in the sense that like his bass player was playing a cello.
Right.
His keyboardist was playing a piano.
It was a little more classy.
It was
a little bit more classy.
And he did like a toned down version of Goodnight, brought the house down.
Damn.
And it was so good.
That's
and
sick.
Lewis didn't even see it coming as well. Like this is how little Lewis Spears knows fun. We were out at dinner and he knew there was a surprise coming because we went up with all the radio people. It was like Radio Mike, Keelan, producer James, producer Ebony from our radio show.
Yeah.
We're sitting at this pub having like Palmer and stuff. And he's like, oh, so what are we doing next? He's like, let me guess. Are we escaping from something? And I'm like, do you think we're doing an escape room? You think we talked up a surprise? And he's like,
do an escape
and then
room.
he goes, okay. He goes, oh, we're not. And I'm like, what? And he goes, are we going bowling? And he was so excited. He would have been, if I'd have said yes, he would have been like, yes.
I think he would have said like yes.
And I was like, do you know what fun is?
Yeah, that's so strange.
And then I was like, dude, it's better. And he goes, it's not better than that.
Didn't he see, you were saying at one point, you were like, oh, I think the jig is up.
Yeah, because he kept liking Reese's posts promoting the show that we got him tickets to.
That's so funny that he still wasn't like.
No, but Lewis is like, doesn't know dates and shit. Like he just goes, oh, I was just supporting my boy. Like I spoke to him about that. I was like, we thought you knew. And then he said a thing the other day, we were at the warehouse and we are talking about going on The Offspring. They're doing like a concert. Yeah. And then they were doing all these acoustic shows and we started talking about it. Keelan's like, yeah, they've been doing a lot of acoustic shows lately. And Lewis just turns to Keelan and I, and it was Reese Maston Unplugged was what we bought tickets to. Lewis turns to us. He doesn't know about the surprise yet. This was last week. Lewis goes, oh, imagine paying to see a fucking acoustic show of anyone. And he goes, oh my God, like imagine how fucking boring that would be. And Keelan and I are just staring at each other like, yeah, imagine paying for that. That would be shit, wouldn't it? Imagine if that was your surprise birthday gift.
Oh my God, that's brutal.
But obviously there's one exception to the rule.
Reese. Yes, Reese.
Yeah, Reese is an exception to that rule.
That's the only acoustic version, obviously, that he would listen to. Did he enjoy it?
He fucking loved it.
He did?
I don't know what Keelan thought about it. Like, Keelan obviously loves Reese. We all do. Everyone loves. He's a national treasure. He's a musical prodigy. He's the king of rock. But Keelan got a little bit through. There was this song called there was a lot of country music in the set.
Yeah.
And there was a song called Tennessee Whiskey, and it went for about 6 minutes. Quite a long song.
Yeah, Tennessee Whiskey.
Especially done acoustically.
Yes.
It's slow.
Yes.
Keelan just goes through, and I could just see him going, looking about, and I was like, show some fucking respect. And he just goes, oh, it's a bit slow. And I'm like, it's Reese. I'm like, and Lewis though. So Keelan was a bit like, acoustic. Yeah. I wish this was the Offspring acoustic or whatever. Lewis the whole time was like
into it.
Fully into it, which is great. He loved it.
That's
Lewis
dope.
is so weird. I think that would surprise a lot of people about Lewis. If you don't know much about Lewis, very socially an introvert, publicly, I guess, an extrovert. I think people know that about him. Paints Warhammer miniatures. Yeah, but then also fucks with the media.
I can definitely see him though.
He's a confident nerd.
He would definitely enjoy something that's a little bit more low key, a little bit.
Yeah, it was his vibe. It was sitting down
for a long time though. He would froth the long time.
Yeah, he really enjoyed it.
Definitely see that.
And Lewis, not many people know this about Lewis, but yes, he likes Oz rap, but he will genuinely just sit there and listen to Coldplay for an hour and be like, this is great. It's so weird.
No doubt.
It's actually one of the lamest things about him. is he likes Coldplay a lot. I don't hate Coldplay. I'm just like,
why do you like it that much?
Every song sounds the same.
Yeah.
And I know every Blink-182 song sounds the same.
That's probably why he likes it.
Yeah, that's why I like Blink-182. Yeah. Damn it. All right.
Done.
What else was on my list to talk about? Oh, we also went and saw the Veronicas.
Dude, we didn't finish the break-in story. We just said, you were like, you said, this is all you did, right? We did the, Jay Turtles, if anyone broke into their house, and then I said shark, and we went on that thing, and then you're like, that's it. So now all these people know is, we had to break into our own house, but there's no explanation. Yeah, we just broke into our own house.
I don't know why anyone enjoys this podcast. It's like, it must be
Where is the structure?
It must be so frustrating to listen to. Like,
confusing.
If you were autistic, you would just be so mad right now. There's zero structure. It's so random. You would.
Yeah, just getting the shakes.
Oh, is that what happens?
Yeah, well, you need fidget. Fidget.
We had to break into our own house today.
Yes, we did.
Now, if you're a regular listener to this podcast, maybe you've come in for this episode. Maybe
Luke's a dumbass.
Everyone knows that. You don't have to listen to this podcast to know that.
Oh.
But a couple of weeks ago, I thought we'd ended the whole ruining my own life in my own house thing after I almost shut myself in my own house. I thought that was done. I was like, that's old Luke. The old Luke used to shit himself in his own house. The new Luke is responsible and he's going to adult correctly. And today I locked us out of our own house and then we had to break in through the back like true adults.
He was standing outside waiting, right? And then this is what happened. He's like, I go to lock the door. He's already pre-locked it. I was like, oh, look at him. He's all ready to go.
And you know why I did that? Very ironic now to try and save time.
Yeah, efficiency. You were an efficient
We were in a rush.
Right? And then
hang on.
It?
The battery's about to die on the camera.
Oh, no.
Quick pause to the story and we'll be back. All right, we're back.
We're back. So I'm talking about how you were trying to be efficient. And I walk out of the house, close the door that you had already pre-locked. Very nice.
You're welcome.
And then I go, oh, shit. I've got a really bad bra on. It makes me look like I've got nipples poking through my shirt. I'm going to go change my bra.
By the way, can we pause the story here and do a little bit of a detour?
What?
Why don't you whenever you put on this certain bra, it makes it look like Meg's very cold.
I forgot.
Now,
I think I'm wearing it.
No, I was... Okay, you don't... It's hard to see through a jumper, but...
It is. But it's there.
It is there. What I want to know is why do you still own this bra? Because you never wear it.
Well, I think I'm going to chop the little things that look like nipples off.
You're right. All right. Now, back to the story.
So I was going in to change my bra and I go to open the door and I'm like, oh, shit, locked. Hey, can I have the keys? And he goes, I forgot the keys. And I'm like,
classic Luke fashion.
So we have no keys.
By the way, I delivered it way better than that. Meg's butchering it. I went,
I have no keys.
I don't have the keys in like a cool way.
No,
not like
I don't have the keys. That's how it sounded.
Meg, it sounded like I got hit in the head by a rock before I said it. No one was pelting rocks at us on our front porch.
Yes, it was. It went like this. I don't have my keys.
It's getting more mumbly every time. By the end, you get so Luke was like, nah.
I was getting to that. So in the end, I was like, no.
Like in the end, it would just get to it. Anyway, so Luke dribbled on my foot and I just knew he didn't have the keys. All right.
I'm sorry, I didn't find that very amusing.
Because in your head, I'm constantly just dribbling on your feet, like socially. Like I'm not actually doing it, but Meg just sees a boy ready to dribble on a foot whenever I open my mouth. It's like, yeah, geez, I like this guy, but goddamn, he needs a foot to dribble on.
Oh, God. Anyway,
so I locked us out of the house. Yes. But I was like, that is okay. You know why?
Is it okay? Was it okay?
I mean, it was fun. We were in a rush. We're already 15 minutes late to a lunch.
Yes.
And then, so I was like, that's okay. I constantly leave the windows open when we go out because I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
So thank God I did because I saved the bloody day.
Also could have got us robbed.
Jumped our back gate and this window here of the room that we're in, the podcast room, the window was ajar.
Yeah.
And God damn, it's so easy to break into a house. I think after watching Home Alone, had some kind of respect for thieves.
Yeah.
Like you watch movies and you're like, man, I could never be a cat burglar.
Yeah.
I'm not that much of a ninja. Turns out you don't need to break into the common home.
Not at all. Nope. You just need a Stanley knife and
it made me want to get like
a swift hand.
An alarm.
Yes. Well, maybe insurance is a good thing first. Maybe let's get the insurance
I have
first.
insurance.
And then, oh, do you?
No. Yeah.
No.
Well, I don't, but I'm lying in case anyone thinks about it.
Oh, true. Don't rub us. We have a really secure home with a big alarm system.
Yeah, and we have a dog here, and it will fight you.
Yeah.
We've trained it to fight. If you don't think Buster, come in here. See, you don't want to fuck with Buster.
People are gonna hate me. They're gonna be like, "Who is this weird unit? Like, who have you brought onto the podcast?"
Just a girl who is who raises an angry dog.
A girl and a dog.
Yeah.
A girl and a
Buster,
dog.
get out of here. Yeah, fuck off, Buster.
Yeah,
that's classic Buster.
Yeah, classic.
Anyway, he'll fuck you up, so don't come to our house.
Yeah. That was the moral of the story. I totally forgot about it. So we broke into the house, got the keys and left.
Well, no. Yeah, but okay, there's more to the story than that. So my brother came over because I called. We were going over to my parents' house, right? And I was like, look, we've locked ourselves out of our own house. Dad's like, that's all right. Just use your spare key. And I go, I haven't got one cut. And Dad goes, why not? And I'm like, and I had to, it's so brutal when you have to say to your own dad over the phone, because I'm a moron. And he goes, yeah.
I know this, son.
And he's like, he wasn't surprised. He's like, oh, yep. And I think he really likes the fact that he misses me. And he definitely like enjoyed me being at home. Yeah. But there's a part of him as a dad that every time I fuck up, which has been a lot in the last 6 weeks, or it's been 2 months now.
A little bit, yeah.
So many times I see it in Dad's eyes where he goes, this is good for him. He needs to learn. And this is the only way I will learn. Because I'm an idiot and I need to learn.
Yes.
And
just basic life skills.
We had to get a Stanley knife, cut open the fly wire.
Yeah.
And like
climb
undo
through
the window. My brother climbed through the door. Then we went and got the keys and stuff. And now I have to fix our fly wire door.
Fun times. So excited.
Yeah.
So excited.
Awesome. I've been to Bunnings way more. Do you know how embarrassing it is to walk into Bunnings with literally a fucking window? And then the lady goes, what are you doing? And I go, I forgot to measure it. Just spat everywhere.
Fucking say it, don't spray it,
dude. It was so fucking funny. Like, that's how stupid I am. Instead of just measuring the fucking window before taking it to Bunnings,
you just took
the entire window to Bunnings, walked in with like
big.
a 2 by 2 meter window, and they thought huge. I was reverse stealing a window.
Yes.
They were like, why are you walking in with it? Are you returning this?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's crazy. Where my life's at.
It was wild.
I had to break in, and goddamn, it kind of felt cool to be a thief. I can't speak.
Maybe you should learn how to say it before saying it. See, you do say it like that.
I'll dribble.
Maybe I should be like,
yeah, I'm going to start dribbling on your feet.
I would laugh so hard if you just started like the next time I fuck up or I say something dumb, you just start dribbling at me. You don't have to say anything. You just start dribbling.
Oh, by the way, we get this question all the time. I wanted to address it. We're not going to address it now because we've already addressed it. Brother and
sister. No. Oh my God. We need to keep telling people this.
Yes. Do you want to be? No. That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's yuck.
Yuck. What do you mean? You can't become brother and sister.
Yes, we can.
Oh, I'd have to.
I'll get Shaz
marry
to adopt
your
me.
Sister.
What?
Oh, then you'd be my sister-in-law.
Yeah, no, it's better to be adopted. So I'll get Shaz to adopt me. Janet will adopt you. Then we'll be like double brother and sister.
How complicated Tasmanian relationships are. You have to organise how to become inbred before you get married.
No. I mean, they're usually just brother and sister.
Yeah, they usually don't have to figure it out.
They are genetically related.
Yeah, this is such a mainland issue.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out now.
Darn it.
No, I do want to address it because I get asked it all the time. I don't know if you do too. We always get asked how we met. For some reason, I don't know why, people are always fascinated with the How You Met story. We told it. It's a good plug, I guess.
It's really good.
On our Patreon podcast. It's the very first episode. We told it so beautifully and immaculately that we cannot recreate it because it just won't be as good.
It was, let's just say,
it involves, let's give people a tease.
Right? Limpy Luke. That was the best thing from that podcast.
Don't say that.
Limpy Luke. I started chant, Limpy Luke. Everybody, Limpy Luke. And then Luke got so afraid that people were going to start chanting Limpy Luke at the shows.
Someone did.
Did they?
Yeah,
what?
in Melbourne.
Limpy Luke.
Someone just yelled at Limpy Luke.
That's amazing.
And I was just like, by the way, that wasn't how we met. That was the story about the first time we fucked.
It's all there. It's all in the Patreon.
All there on the Patreon podcast. Yes. But the story of how we met did involve a lot of KFC.
Mm-hmm. Popcorn chicken. And Twister.
Same time I met, actually it's almost like how I met Keelan as well. It's very similar stories.
Are you sure you're not in love with Keelan and you accidentally went, oh shit, I got the wrong one?
Yeah.
So then you hired him instead.
Yeah. I'm just slowly.
If I can't date him, I'll hire him to be my editor.
Yeah, and I'm slowly trying to bed him as he works. I think that's illegal, but we don't have a HR department. So do you know how fucked the workplace environment is at the warehouse? Like Lewis and I were talking about this yesterday. We run a business and we don't have a HR department. Like occasionally, like as a meme, we'll just sexually harass Keelan. Like flat out, like we'll just slap each other on the ass or like whatever the meme is that day. And so occasionally there's a meme that just is blatant sexual harassment that you wouldn't do at a normal like call center.
Look, there's
nowhere for him to complain, so fuck him.
If Keelan was a girl, then there would be some issues. And that's really fucked up that I said that because it's like, also boys get abused. Yes, I do understand that. But it's Keelan. Like, what even is he?
I reckon. What is he?
What is he? What is a Keelan? I think Keelan is a breed in himself.
Yeah, he's like a breed of human.
That only eats KFC.
He's like he's like the Labrador of human beings. Just inhales fucking everything that you put in his bowl. Like.
So really, Keelan doesn't need a HR department because he's kind of like a pet.
Jeez, he's not gonna like that. He listens to this podcast.
Why, Keelan? Why?
Because, I don't know. He's a dog and occasionally that's what we assign him to do. True. No, he's not. He's a great bloke. I'm not calling him a dog. We love Keelan.
Really
one of my best
person.
friends.
Yes.
Yeah, really good guy. You okay? Guys, I think Meg's drunk. What else do you want to talk about?
I almost drank the microphone then.
We went to the Veronicas. Feel so untouched right now. Think you so much. All right. And you know what I thought was funny? I talked about this on the last podcast. Obviously, if you didn't hear, this is my third time seeing the Veronicas in 3 months. Obviously, if you had told me that 3 months ago, I would have like, get out of here. Why would I go see the Veronicas? Like, then whatever. I just have never had a love for them until I saw them live for the first time in October.
So jealous.
And goddamn, Meg came along, and because I don't know if you heard this, but it was very funny. Because I'd seen them 3 times or two times already. Obviously I told my brother and stuff.
Yeah.
And they came out and they were doing that thing that every artist does, where they try and get the crowd on side. They go, "We love coming to Melbourne. Oh my god, it's our favorite place." And they go, "It's so awesome to see a familiar." Sorry, I can't speak. It was so awesome to see a few familiar faces here. And then I go like, "Oh, they've seen me," as a joke. Right, thinking like everyone will be like, "Oh yeah," because you've seen them before, and obviously they won't recognize you.
Yeah,
because you're in a crowd of 1,000 people.
Yeah,
and my brother just goes to me, "Oh my god, did they look at you?" Shit, he was not joking. He was like, do you know them? And I was like, no.
Oh
no.
My god!
Because I was like backstage at their last one.
Yeah,
but I didn't talk. I said, hey, like I was like, hey, good set. And they're like, oh, thanks. I didn't talk to them.
Yeah.
Why would I talk to them? I got nothing to say.
You got nothing to say to them.
What am I gonna say?
I like untouched.
Good height, and then leave or whatever.
Good height,
dude. They're so small. They're little tiny mini people.
It's so tiny.
You know what they are? Imagine if the human race was a babushka doll. They're not even the doll at the end. One. They're not even the mini one. They're like, I don't know. If you accidentally...
The mini one's baby. If it got impregnated by another one.
If there was one more below the mini one. If the mini one just screwed open and had a secret lock and then there was a little tiny little babushka doll, that'd be the Veronicas. Dude, they're so...
They are tiny.
And they're so in scale as well. They don't look like dwarves. They're so like, they got little tiny ears.
Yeah.
They little tiny noses.
They're adorable. I just want to give them a big cuddle, you know?
Yeah.
Wrap them up and give them a big cuddle.
I mean, you'd end up like... They'd end up motorboating you, but...
Probably.
Not even that. They'd probably end up licking you out. Like... they'd be like at your... I reckon, yeah. Yeah. It'd be a bit more full frontal than that.
How proud of you, how proud of me were you on that day though? Out of 10.
Oh, because you had some medical issues and you stayed?
I was in hospital
the night before.
Like 1 hour before going to the concert. I was like high on drugs. No, when
by the way, Meg's okay.
I'm okay. I was like they obviously like drugged up with painkillers, might I add. And then in my like drugged mind, I was like, yeah, I still want to go to the Veronicas. And Luke's like, I think you should give this a miss. I don't know. And I was like, no, man, I want to go to the Veronicas. Like, it's going to be dope. And I've spent all this money and I really want to go. And he was like, okay. And so I got there and like mid-set, it got to like Untouched. And all of the painkillers wore off.
No, that was at the end of the set, Untouched.
Huh?
It's their closer.
Yeah. No, but it was Untouched that like it like before it.
Oh, right.
It like just all of them left my system. And I was like before the song like, oh fuck. And then
felt it all.
Like, yeah, I felt it all. But because obviously everyone else is screaming, I just sung the song louder and I was like, ah! And I like as a scream. So instead of screaming, I was like, ah!
Yeah, you were getting very into it.
Yes, and I was like just getting so into it.
Crying while listening to the Veronicas.
Oh, it was so painfully good.
But what if like
if you're in pain. For the first time, I loved the pain.
I mean, yeah, I love Any Way I Feel around that song live. It's such a banger.
It's such a banger.
It's such a fucking banger.
It goes off live. That is such a good song.
I had more stuff on my list.
No regrets, bruh. Yeah, what did you want to talk about?
I'm glad you've just asked. Oh, we need to talk about the pump up song, the ultimate pump up song competition. Yeah. Play the opener. The ultimate pump up song countdown / tournament. That is right. We are still doing this competition, probably 7 months later. Not really sure how long.
I created that, might I say.
So long ago.
Say.
And last week was a big week for me. My, I guess, little baby in the competition was competing. Fat Bottom Girls. Right. Let's be honest, beast in this competition.
Beast, absolute beast.
Like a beast baby.
I have been keeping up with this.
And it was playing off against the Pokemon theme song.
Right.
And it was the closest round we've had so far, where I had to actually do maths before the podcast to figure it out who won. Yeah. Because obviously I used to do best of 3 in this competition. There was 3 polls, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. However, my Facebook group is not letting me post. It won't let me approve my own posts in my own fucking group because Facebook sucks. Get your shit together, Zuckerberg.
Why? That's so weird.
I don't know why. I've duck-duck-go'd it. I didn't say that. Look, whatever. I've looked into it on the best search engine in the world.
Right.
And I would never use the G word.
Yeah.
Don't even say it.
Duck, duck, go.
Beeping that. And I don't know. Anyway, don't know what's happening. So there's only 2 polls is the point. Instagram and YouTube. Now, YouTube, I'm very sad to say.
Right.
And it really backs up my point that no one on YouTube knows what the fuck they're talking about ever.
Yeah.
YouTube poll came in, I think it was 43% Fat Bottom Girls, 57% Pokemon theme song.
No, you dogs.
I thought all was lost.
You tragic dogs. Why would they do that?
I thought I was lost. Now, I went and checked the Instagram poll after the end of the 24 hours.
Yes.
Thank God for Instagram. These people get it. All right. Fat Bottom Girl, 65%. Pokemon theme song, a mere 35%.
Good.
Now, when you total up the percentages, so of a total of 200% that was available, Fat Bottom Girls won. I did do the maths beforehand, but also I didn't write that one down, but they definitely did win. You can do the maths yourself if you want. Yeah. But it's 43, whatever. 43 plus 65 is bigger than 57 plus 35. Right. Anyway, kept doing the maths. I wanted to make sure Fat Bottom Girls had a convincing, fair victory. Yes. So I added up every single vote. So, but the YouTube, I mean, I didn't sit there and counting them. It just tells you how many votes. Yes, But I added up the YouTube votes of how many people literally voted for Fat Bottom Girls and how many people literally voted for Pokemon theme song across the two polls. Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, the song that will be proceeding through to the next round in this competition.
Oh, so it's not the end. It's not the big song that wins.
No.
Oh, I thought it was the song that won.
No, I just only care about it because it's Fat Bottom Girls. And if it doesn't win, I'm going to fucking throw out this podcast. Right. I might quit the podcast.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. The song going through to the next round, ladies and gentlemen.
Pokemon theme song.
No, with a total of 1,137 votes as opposed to 1,056. So it only won by like 80 votes. Once again, I always say this every week, every vote counts.
Yes.
Came down to the wire. The song that we'll be progressing through.
There it is.
Fat Bottom Girls.
Damn, son.
Woohoo!
You.
Rightfully through to the next round.
Yeah, fair enough.
You're not nearly as excited as you should be. Yeah, that's the good bit. Ooh, so yes, Fat Bottom Girls will be playing You Give Love a Bad Name by Bon Jovi, and the winner of that will be in the grand final.
Well, I mean, it's kind of easy to know who's going to win.
Fat Bottom Girls.
Yeah. Shit.
But that is playing the winner of Thunderstruck and Holding Out for a Hero, which we are voting for this week. So Holding Out for a Hero, it is the Shrek 2 version, the classic scene. You're not going to...
Oh, Luke.
Meg, don't say it.
I really like Holding Out for a Hero. You know that's one of my... I think I might like that
Meg,
more than Fat Bottom.
You know I love you.
I think I might.
Dearly.
Yeah.
Love of my life.
I think I might like not as much Fat Bottom Girls as Holding Out for a Hero. It was kind of like in a comp, you know, holding out for a hero. It was a little bit.
I remember one time, it was really early on in our relationship.
Where you loved me?
Well, that. There was one time, I think we were in the car, it was late at night, and we're having like a really cute conversation, talking about life, how we feel about each other. Yeah. It was one of the moments I'll never forget.
I think I know it.
And there was a moment where you told me that you'll never break my heart. And yet here we are.
Now it's 1-1, bitch.
People don't know what you're referring to.
Yeah, but I'm about to. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but we're about to go into it.
But anyway, so it's Holding Up for a Hero versus Thunderstruck this week. Before we move on to that, make sure you vote for your ultimate pump-up song. Clearly, Meg will be voting for Holding Up for a Hero. So will I, by the way. Or I don't vote. I try to remain impartial, except, you know, I'm a little baby in this competition.
And then Fat Bottom Girl, you're like...
Yeah, I'll just like make 20 accounts. Like, so yeah, Meg.
Yeah.
This week on Luke and Lewis.
Yeah.
I did a bad thing.
I just did a bad thing. I'm obsessed with TikTok.
Meg is obsessed with TikTok.
Yes.
And if you saw Meg's TikTok this week, got over 200,000 views. It was me doing a bad thing and you reacting to said bad thing.
Yes.
On the Luke and Lewis podcast, actually, let's do you can react to it.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll react to my.
You've seen it before, but I just for the sake of entertainment.
I did a great video of this, by the way, on TikTok. Go check it out. After this, I'll give you some time to explain. Once you did explain it to me, I was like, oh, fair enough. This is fair. This is very fair.
There were 2 reasons as to why the thing happened.
You also called me up going, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Without giving me any context. No. And I was like, have you killed a badger? Have you sold our house?
I like that.
What have you done?
We don't own this house. That would be impressive if I sold our house. You would have been like, wow, really?
The owner's like, Luke, I'm selling the house. By the way, can you sell it for me? And you're like, yes, I can.
No, I called because I'm a transparent boyfriend. And
right. Okay. So.
All right. So we'll put the audio in for audio listeners and video.
Go up a little bit.
I was shopping with my girlfriend. We're in the vegetable section. Lewis.
I have a question to ask about the music, but later. It's all good.
It's our it's the segment called Thoughts where we do thinking music.
It's thinking music.
Yeah, it's the segment where we say a thought and then go,
yes, I know what that music is because I listen to your podcast regularly.
You're not a very loving girlfriend.
I'm a great girlfriend.
And I'm trying to paint you in a bad light because I'm about to look like king asshole in a second. So if we can just go stacks on Meg before that happens. I was shopping with my girlfriend. We're in the vegetable section. Lewis.
Yeah.
We're in the vegetable section. I go to Emily.
Yeah.
Lewis is like immediately like, oh shit. I fucking love your face in it.
Luke's just said his ex-girlfriend's name. We have to leave it in.
The boyfriend in me was like, I cannot leave that in. But the comedian in me was like, fuck, that's funny.
I try to like hold a straight face every time I watch it, but I can't get over your...
Oh, fuck, that's so good. You're going to be in so much trouble.
I hope you know, I've actually had a
That's
nightmare.
my favorite part, by the way, when Lewis goes, you're going to be in so much trouble.
So much trouble. It sounds like you're like... Your mum's going to get you in trouble for like stealing the biscuits too early or something.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to be in so much trouble.
I know. I had mates message me, you uploaded the video tonight on your Instagram. And one of my mates, I've been friends with him since, we were like 8 years old.
Yeah.
He just messaged me and goes, bet it was a fucking fun evening coming home that night.
No, okay, so flashback to what actually happened immediately after, before I'd even seen the clip. Luke calls me up going, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry.
I said I did a bad thing.
Yeah, and then you said, I'm really sorry, I'm so sorry. Like, I just want to say first, before I tell you this, I'm really sorry. And he's like, oh, I did a bad thing. And then he's like, oh, I don't know how to tell you. And I was like, and then I knew, instinctively, I knew what had gone on.
Like, what's the dumbest thing Luke could do on a podcast?
I was like, you said your ex-girlfriend's name. And he's like, oh, how did you know? Like,
how did you know?
Because it is the weirdest shit, but I have had a dream about that exact situation happening and me not knowing how to react. And I was like, instantly my brain went, oh fuck. And then it just came out. I was like, you said your ex-girlfriend's name on camera. And then all I was like, oh my God, how do I react?
No, I just went silent. I was like,
yeah, you're like, how did you know? And I was like, initially I didn't know what to do because I was like, well, like, why? Like, was it an accident? Like,
it's like you weren't just...
Like, why?
It's like, were you doing a list of people that you still love?
Oh, yeah. I was like...
Well, in what context?
Are we over? Do I have to pack my clothes up? Like, that's going to take ages. Like, what am I...
That's what you're worried about. It's just like, I've got a lot of clothes.
So much effort.
Like leaving you will be a burden on my time.
Like, can we just at least still live together? Like...
Oh, no. Sorry, the camera stopped again. Hang on, I'll just wait for Meg to finish drinking. Sorry, she has a problem. I think she's drinking herself into the ground after I've done this thing. That's how you're coping, isn't it?
No,
what did you actually think?
I I thought I had mentally prepared myself.
Were you upset?
No, that was
annoyed?
the thing.
Annoyed? Yeah.
No. The thing was, and this is going to be fucking hella cute. I knew that it was something like what happened, where you had been saying like Emily like so much, or like something like was something had to be put there for you to say Emily. You wouldn't just be like saying Emily. I knew that you loved me.
Yeah, of course.
I knew that you were like.
There was a bunch of people that kept commenting on Meg's video going like he doesn't love you, like he hasn't moved on from his ex.
Like he like thinks. No, I was laughing at those comments though, because the real reason is so funny that it's like you're just a dumbass.
Oh yeah, I do this shit all the time. I called Meg mum in front of Meg's sister recently. I was like, hey mum, and then it's the same shit where I was like, and then Meg's sister just starts pissing herself laughing, goes, mum, what do you guys get up to? And I was like, it's not what I meant. I was like,
so that's,
you know what? Because I just finished texting my mum. Like I do that all the time.
That's where my brain went.
I called my brother dad once. I was like, oh, dad. And I was like, oh, you're not dad.
I knew that it was something like that, because I was like, okay, well, he is like that a lot. There should be an explanation.
There was 3 reasons as to why I think my brain went there. And I haven't had a chance to explain myself, because we just kind of laughed about it, then moved on.
No, I mean, we did briefly go over
on the podcast, though. I didn't, I didn't explain it.
Yeah.
The first reason was... there was a girl, and you know this if you listen to the show, there was a girl named, I think her name was like Emily Wright or something like that.
Yeah.
And I remember that because her name was up on my computer screen for like a day and a half, because she sent in a thought to the show, and it was the first thing on my Google Docs. Now, before we record every episode of Luke and Lewis, I write down either all the listener emails or whatever comes sent in, whatever ones we use, have it up on the thing. And her name was in massive bold letters, because I always say the people's names who write in, because we, acknowledge the people.
Yeah.
So the name Emily, who is the name of my ex-girlfriend, was in my head. Like I think the last thing I saw before we were recording was the word Emily.
Yeah.
And I was like, and also I think because we just done the thoughts segment, I think maybe I'd just done her thought like 2 minutes before that as well.
Right.
So I think maybe I'd actually or it was the episode before. I can't forget. I think I just said her name like 2 minutes before.
Yeah. So you had
I just said the word Emily, I think.
Like you had like subconsciously like the name going through the mind.
There's also one that doesn't bode well for me, and it's what the excuse I went with on the podcast, which was the thought that I had, which is that I was telling Lewis a thought about, I was in the vegetable section with you, and I had the thought that where do carrot seeds come from? And I now realize, and Lewis can confirm this as well, Lewis, because I reckon you've told me that like 3 years ago. I reckon you've told me that exact same thought. No, I said that on the... I didn't know. Yeah, I said it on the podcast. You've watched me say it. Lewis goes, why did you say it? I go, I think I've had this thought.
I didn't watch that part of the podcast.
Yeah, I go in my head, I think I've had this thought in the past. That one doesn't bode well for me. And I think it was a combination of maybe I've subliminally had this thought 3 years ago and I buried it so deep, and then also just hearing the word Emily.
You know how I said before that I was like, yeah, I know how I want to react now, because like I totally get it. I'm a little like, taken back, I'm
not allowed to have a thought 3 years ago and then re-bring it up.
No, you can. It's just a little strange.
Not really. Like it was the exact same situation. I was like, I think I've just had this in the past. And 3 years ago was when I was with my ex, when I had that thought.
Right.
And then I had it again. I was in the vegetable section. I don't think it's that bad.
No.
I don't think it's that incriminating. It's an honest mistake. It's not a good one. And I love you dearly. That's the thing. Anyone who's saying I don't love Meg, that's not the case. Yes. It was a very obvious mistake. It was a combination of me being a dumbass.
Yes.
Me hearing the word Emily a lot, and also maybe in the past, I might have had that thought with Emily. I don't know.
Secondhand thought. I love it. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Do you now just think every time I go, oh, Meg, have you ever thought about it? It's just like I'm like secondhand thought.
Yeah, it's a secondhand thought, man. She's already had that. She's taken that.
You could call it a...
What's it like? Like, you know how it's like tunnel buddies? Like, what would you call like thought buddies? Like if I ever see Emily, I'll be like, hey, like bitches with the same.
This, you know what? Another thing as well is like I don't think I ever really addressed it. I like, oh, Emily and I broke up. I just said that on the podcast. I was like, by the way, you should all probably know Emily and I broke up.
Yeah.
Cool. And then I never really addressed it.
I came up.
Everyone's like, Meg came out of nowhere. And it's like, well, not really. In my timeline, no, I didn't address it for ages on the podcast.
Yeah.
And again, it's why the thing I feel comfortable about what I did on the podcast was I don't ever, like the reason why I don't talk about her and why I didn't really address it when we broke up was because that, it's none of anyone who listens to this business, right?
Ain't your business.
And it's also like rude for her because she didn't ask for her relationship status to be plastered everywhere.
Yeah.
And I also feel uncomfortable talking about her even now because she didn't ask for this. It's not her fault that I'm an idiot and that I said that. And it's got 200,000 views on TikTok.
Over 200,000. I think it's getting around 300,000 now.
I put it on my own Instagram because it's fucking funny. But I do feel slightly bad in the sense that she's been dragged into my dickheadness.
Yes.
And we don't speak anymore. Yeah. And I assume she's seen the video. I don't know. Who knows? She's seen it by now.
It's gone very big.
Anyway, so that was us addressing the scandal during the week, the hot goss.
We're
okay. I would say.
Are we?
It brought us closer together.
Did it?
I don't know. Not really. We're already pretty close.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
We're already brother and sister. Fuck. I mean, boyfriend and girlfriend.
I was about to get a little bit. I was about to say sometimes Meg pisses with the door open and then you just went straight to incest.
I was doing a callback, bitch. God.
I think that is a good time to end the podcast.
Yeah, on
just
incest.
To clarify,
Woo!
I love Meg very much.
Aww,
she's
so
the best
sweet.
sister I've ever had. What a way to ruin it.
Bro.
What a way to ruin a nice moment. And the only way I know how. Saying some fucking shit and then going, lol, anyway, so my girlfriend's my sister, bye. No, I love Meg very much. And you know what? I was honestly shocked you weren't more pissed off at me because you had a right to be
pissed off. I would never be pissed off.
I know. I have a bunch of my mates' girlfriends who, if they did that, they'd be like, man, I'd be in the fucking doghouse. Like, she would hate me for a week.
I don't get, but like,
no, I think it's cool the way you reacted because, like, I wouldn't think that's a big deal. If you did that, I'd be like, lol.
I don't think there's any situation where I get. Some girls would flip
their shit.
I don't think
some girls probably listening to this right now going, why the fuck isn't she more angry? If my boyfriend did that, I'd be furious. Like Vin Diesel, fast and furious.
Sometimes I wonder why he was so good at that.
Being flamboyant?
Super like, yeah.
Because I'm in touch with my sexuality.
Being a fully straight male.
Yeah, now feed me your dick. Okay. Go, come on. Finish your thought. No, I meant finish your thought, not feed me your dick. Sorry, Meg just stood up and got her cock out. All right.
It was big.
Yeah. We were joking before about her being my sister. She's my brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Continue. You were saying that you were cool with it.
Why? Yeah. No, I don't know. I think it's strange how girls can get so triggered by that stuff because it's obviously a mistake. As soon as you apologize and you go, like, before you've even said it, you go, I'm sorry.
Oh, the look on my face says it all.
It says it all. As soon as
I
saw that
natural reaction
face,
to me going,
that's why I laugh so hard when I see
Lewis
it.
laughed so hard, I think, as well.
Yeah, because you instantly see like the oh no, and it's not like a I'm gonna be in the doghouse. It's like a genuine.
I'm like, oh boy, I've fucked up.
I've fucked up. Yeah.
I was like, thousands of people listen to this, and I've said a bad thing.
Yes, and then me being the awesome girlfriend turned it into a viral video.
Yes, but you know what? That's why I didn't. People were like commenting, "Oh my god, I can't believe he didn't cut this out." Like all these girls, were like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they left this in." Like, there's a reason why our podcast is likable.
Yeah, it's so that Meg's TikTok can get fucking huge.
That's not what I was really going for. That's a byproduct, and that's great. I'm happy for you. We're also proud. Meg's TikTok famous. Yippee. I mean, not as famous as me. I love how you're saying
byproduct. Like, I'm like a secondary factor to your podcast. Like,
no.
I'm clearly the primary.
No, your TikTok is a byproduct.
No.
Famous. I didn't say that knowing that you would get a viral TikTok out of it.
Okay, that's not what we tell people anyway.
Yeah. You're right. It's all a ruse. And we're fucking good.
We planned it all.
No, but like people are like, oh my God, I can't believe you didn't take that. It's like, firstly, it was very funny. It was probably the funniest moment of that podcast, as if we cut it out. And also, maybe if I had a shitty girlfriend, you wouldn't hear that. People would have never heard that.
No, but
I would have never told you. Like, but that's not a relationship I want to be in. A, if I do something like that, the first person I tell is Meg. A, because I want to be transparent, and B, because it's fucking funny.
Yeah. The only relationship you want to be in is strictly platonic.
No, it's because I know you're not going to react shitty to it. And if you did, yeah. No, but we don't have
Okay, we're done with that joke. All right. Yeah. Kind of fine. Yes.
Yeah.
What would you do? What would you have done, though, if I did get super shitty and pissed at you?
I would have been like, that's fair enough. I would have been like, oh, maybe that's a pretty average way. I would have tried to explain myself. I mean, like, look, you can feel how you want to feel, but this is, I think, why I said it. But also, my bad. I took full responsibility from day one.
That's why I was just like,
I fucked up.
Good boy.
I did a bad thing.
Good boy.
Yeah, I'm a good boy.
He's a good boy.
And also, people are like, why'd you live in? It was funny. That's why.
It was funny. It was hella funny.
And also, I feel like it was very entertaining to listen to.
Yeah, also, I don't give a fuck. I mean, I've got 15 boys going at the same time?
Yeah, I was going to say, Meg constantly says her ex-boyfriend's name. Meg doesn't even know my name.
Yeah.
She's pretty busy.
Yeah, no, I know.
Luke. It was Luke? Yeah.
I think I've been calling you Jackson this whole time.
No, that's annoying because that's your actual ex-boyfriend's name.
I didn't know what to say. I was like Tyrone, but then that's too unpredictable.
And now,
I can't say Tyrone.
That's my brother's middle name.
Is it? Why did your parents name him after?
Because my brother's black.
Did they know that was like a common?
No, it's named after an American actor. I'm not sure what his actual full name is because my middle name's Harrison.
Is he black?
Which is named, yes, I think so. Maybe.
Right.
One of Dad's favorite actors back in the day was named Tyrone, and also another one of his favorite actors was named Harrison Ford, and that is why I am named after Harrison Ford, which is so cool because I fucking love Indiana Jones and Star Wars and The Fugitive and like all this shit. So my brother though has no idea who this guy Tyrone is. I don't even know his name.
Tyrone!
But yeah, they're both named, our middle names are both named after actors.
Love it.
Anyway, we need to wrap up this podcast. Thank you all very much for listening. If you liked this one with Meg, let me know and we can make it more of a regular thing because I honestly have more fun doing it with someone else. I mean, it's fun doing it by myself, but it's a good meme having Megan here. And I just kind of like the deck chairs as well.
I do like the deck chairs.
It's a good vibe.
I don't mind. But if
I'm popping a fat man spread though this whole time. If we are
having a bevy every time, I might need to upgrade my gym membership.
Yeah, right.
To 0 to maybe like once or twice a week.
Or you just hit the superior gym, kick open your fucking door and go, not paying for this, bitch, and then run in the fresh air.
I mean,
join the Luke Kidgell School of Fitness today. I'm gonna get fit again on the tour.
Yeah, but I actually want to get
Lewis has agreed to have a temporary membership to the World Gym while we're on tour.
What's he gonna do? He doesn't
get
run.
Fucking shredded.
But he doesn't run.
You don't have to run.
What do you do?
Use a log as a weight. Punch a baby. There's a bunch of exercises you can do. Jumping pillows. Kick a small infant. Some of them are...
Why are these all related to kicking babies?
Violence against children. The World Gym says, well, if you can't find a log... That was a bit of a weird way to end the episode, but we were pretty much finished up about 10 seconds later anyway, and then I plugged a bunch of tour dates that I've already done, because we filmed that and recorded this podcast a week ago. As you can see, if you're watching the video, we are already on the regional tour. We are currently in Bathurst, so the Bathurst show is on Thursday, and then we have Central Coast, Port Macquarie and Toowoomba this week. Then we head to Bundaberg, Rockhampton, Mackay, Townsville, and Cairns. Boom, remembered them all. And also my solo national tour on the run is on sale. I'm going to a bunch of capital cities. The dates are all on my website. Thank you very much for listening to this episode. Keelan, how should I end the podcast?
With a D's nuts joke.
Nope. Oh, okay, go.
Do you guys know Phil?
No. Yeah. Who's Phil?
Right.
I didn't even do it properly.
Alright,
no, that's enough.